So Schema is essentially HTML markup, as it were. It's the code under the hood. It's if you were to look at the source code of a page, I'm getting into development territory here, but essentially, like when a search engine or an LLM scrapes your page, it looks at it from a code perspective. And when we showcase on a career site things like your hiring process, we use schema markup because that tells the search engines and LLMs what this content is. So it's been really clear this is step one of your hiring process, step two of your hiring process, and so on and so forth. Well, these examples might look boring, but that's why they work. Really marked up hiring process, it just makes it easy to quote, it's easy to summarize, and it's easy to trust. And then yes, in this other example here, this is schema-backed FAQs. They regularly outperform beautiful culture pages that offer no real answers. And again, I use the term fluffy EVPs. Like, I want to know what it's really like to work in that organization. So it's not because the culture page is bad, but it's vague and it's hard to extract meaning from it. So FAQs aren't new, but now it is about specific questions for each page. Just before I move on, actually, I'll just a quick example of something I was talking to our team about the other day was we've just put a career site live. I gave it a few days and I went into this domain was brand new because it used to live on a corporate page. Now they've got a dedicated career site. When it's ChatGPT asked about the jobs that are available within this specific organization, it cited those jobs. Brilliant. The LLMs are doing its job. It's saying, here's the links to the career site. When I asked it what it's like to work within that company, it didn't cite the career site at all. Gave me loads of links to Reddit and Glassdoor, and that's what we're getting to. It's being able to actually really talk about, like, to answer those questions so that the LLMs will cite your career site. So step three starts with, I guess, with a mindset. You've got to think like an expert, and experts are clear and concise. They don't waffle. And they don't overclaim. I was putting to myself then about waffling. Sometimes I do that, but they say what's true in a language that the audience uses. This matters because LLMs hate contradictions. If your career site says one thing and Glassdoor says another, then the AI plays it safe and it'll stay vague, and vague answers don't convert. And that's what I was saying earlier. You know, if you're saying one thing on your culture page, when I say what it's like to work there, and Glassdoor says something else, they probably just won't cite you at all. They'll cite something completely different, and you don't own that narrative. So yeah, step three is content, but not polished content, not polished marketing content. It's great content that explains, it doesn't pitch. Give people context, spell out the trade-offs, and be specific about expectations. Conversational experiences helps because they deliver the right answers in the right moments instead of making candidates hunt through navigation and PDFs, as I mentioned earlier. And then finally, step four is about amplification. So LLMs trust voices that other humans already trust, like Brian was talking about there before in terms of that news anchor. Your career site is the hub, like what you saw in that ecosystem before. I'll bring that back up in a second, but credibility comes from being cited elsewhere. This isn't spray and pray PR, it's editorial strategy. So you need to pick a handful of places where your candidates actually believe and earn presence there. We also see conversational journeys create cleaner engagement signals on your career site. Like Brian I think you said this to before, Brian, but it's longer sessions, deeper exploration, and clearer intent. That's useful for humans, and it's also quality signals for the machines.